Hi everyone! The past couple of months I've received some Kickstarters, so let's see what they are. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Alisa, and today I'm sharing with you some of my Kickstarters that I got. I love getting Kickstarters! Who else loves getting Kickstarters? If you're new to my channel, I love sharing the hobbies and interests that I enjoy, my collections that I enjoy with all of you. And one of those is board gaming. And so yes, as a board gamer, I do sometimes back board games on Kickstarter. Before I start, I thought I would kind of give a little background on what Kickstarter is for any of you out there who have no idea what I'm talking about. Kickstarter is an online platform that people like you and me or businesses, companies use to get some sort of product that they've created, made. They use it to get it made out into the world. And so if you go on to Kickstarter, you're a creator, you want to get something made and hopefully go to retail, you can post your project, and then people like me who back projects, I'm considered a backer. So I can go on there and back a project that I'm interested in by paying money to the creator. As far as board games go on Kickstarter, there's typically different pledge levels, and you can decide which pledge level you would like to back at. Some don't have different pledge levels, there might just be one. So let's say a game is $20, I back it, and then the Kickstarter is going to run for a certain length of time. And once that Kickstarter is over, then the Kickstarter platform will charge your card, and you will end up paying, you will give your money to the creator. Now that does not mean that you will automatically right away get the product, because the money is to fund that product so that it gets made. So the creator takes all the money they got from all of the backers through Kickstarter, and they go out and they make the product. And if you're a backer, you will receive the product, and most of the time you receive the product before it goes to retail, if it ever goes to retail. And so as a backer, you tend to get the product first, which is pretty cool. And so that's it's kind of this neat platform for creators to use that want to get something made and out there in the world, and they can go and get on Kickstarter to get the money from people who want to back it, who like that product, want to see it made, and choose to put their money towards it. So now there are pros and cons. I'll just real quick go over the cons of backing something on Kickstarter. So if you back something on Kickstarter, you are taking a risk, because by backing does not mean you're automatically going to get that product. There have been people who've been scammed. There's been creators and out there that the products don't end up getting made. Something happens and it doesn't get made. You don't get your money refunded, I think majority of the time, and you're out the money. So when you back, you kind of just need to know that ahead of time, that whatever the money you're putting in towards that project, just plan to not get it. Like that you've paid for it, you're giving it. It's kind of like you're giving a donation. It's different than a store. And so that's a risk that you take. Now, I try to do a lot of research before I back a project. I can do a research by just looking at their project page, and you can kind of tell, you just know which creators have really taken into consideration everything and kind of know what they're doing. If somebody has already done a Kickstarter before and has already had something get funded and made, then that's a good sign that they will most likely get their next product made as well. Why do I back? I like to back because, well, one reason is I think it's fun to see this product, this idea somebody has, and it starts from, nothing pretty much, and then it's made into this wonderful game. And again, I'm talking about board games when I talk about Kickstarter, because that's what I back. is board games. So to see somebody's idea of a board game and then come to life and it's out there in the world, and then to see it end up being in retail, and I was one of the first people to get it, is pretty cool to see. Another reason I back is sometimes the creators will decide to give Kickstarters Kickstarter exclusive content or Kickstarter exclusive components or upgrades to the game. So you might get something for backing that you would not get in a retail version of the game. I really like that. I think it's fun that they kind of reward the backers for giving them the money up front, and so they'll give us something in return for being a backer. So I like those things as kind of an incentive. And then the third reason that I like to back is some games don't come to retail. So this might be the only way to get a copy of a game. So if there's a game that you're really interested in, you've done some research, it looks like a game that you would enjoy, it might be the only time that you could get it. So, and that has actually happened to me. There's that. Like there are some that have been made that you can't get elsewhere unless you back on Kickstarter. So that's kind of Kickstarter in a nutshell and why I back Kickstarter. Yeah, let me know if you back any Kickstarter games. I do love it. I backed several. So I have 5 Kickstarters to share with you. They've all come in the past 2 months. So most of them came in December, right before Christmas actually. So it was kind of an early Christmas present for me. And then I just actually got one today, as of the day that I'm recording. Probably not the day I post this, but and that just kind of worked out that way. I've gone months and months without getting Kickstarters, and they just kind of a few of them came in around the same time. So, and unfortunately, only one of the 5 I've played. The rest are on my shelf of shame. So yeah, let's just go. I love Kickstarters. All right, so my first one is called Songbirds. Now, if you watched my top 3 favorite card games, then you would know that I enjoy card games, and I enjoy simple, easy to learn, easy to teach, kind of light to medium weight card games. So that is what this is. This is a 1 to 4 player, 20 minutes, 8+ card game. Okay, the next one is the one that I received today, and it is called Stumped, a game of strategy and stuff. So this is, I'm going to kind of just read some of the description on the back, but it says, Stumped departs somewhat from the traditional deck building style. So again, if you watched my top 3 favorite card games, I love deck builders. So this is kind of what intrigued me about this game, is it is a deck builder, but you're going to be, they've instead of doing an all card of deck building, they've created these, you have actual trees made out of wood, and so you're building those as part of like the deck building aspect. So yeah, they came with like wooden leaf petals to go, and then these are the components for the tree part. This is like your tree base, and then it has these, and there are some cards in it, but that really intrigued me. So it's kind of a variation on the deck building mechanism, which I really like. So if you see the back, you kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. So that seemed really cool to me, and again, I think it's on the lighter side. It's 2 to 4, 12+, and 1 hour. Okay, my third game that I had backed and received is Habitats. This is from Quali Games. They have made other games like Factory Fun and Factory Funner. I've not played those, but I have heard good things. This is the 3rd edition, and I remember seeing this come out on Kickstarter with the 2nd edition, and I almost backed it then because Tom Vassell from the Dice Tower and Richard Ham from Rahdo Runs Through, they both really love this game. If you haven't watched the Dice Tower or Rahdo, you should watch those on YouTube. Those are kind of like what got me even more into the hobby, was discovering the Dice Tower and Rahdo. But they both, I watched their videos on these and their reviews on this game. And so yeah, it's a tile laying game, obviously about habitats. We don't have anything like that. Again, I like to back things that aren't necessarily similar to other types of games I already have in my collection. And so this one just looked like an interesting one. So this is the 3rd edition, and as of right now, I don't know if it's going to be sold in the United States. And so that's kind of why I decided to jump on it when it was on Kickstarter. Is I was kind of bummed I missed the 2nd edition, and so I went ahead and backed it when the 3rd edition came out, because just for how many good reviews it has, and it might be hard to find if I hadn't backed it on Kickstarter. It's 2 to 5 players, ages 14 and up, and it plays in 40 minutes. So again, kind of a shorter length game, and I don't believe it's a super hard game to learn either. So that was, those are the types of games that my husband and I tend to play. Okay, the next one came together, and so I'm going to show the smaller one, and this one I have played. So this is called Cerebro, the card game. This is from Mind Clash Games, and Mind Clash Games is known for making some pretty heavy games. They've done Anachrony, and they've done Tricarion. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I've not played either because we don't tend to play super heavy games. But if you know this, and if anybody knows what's coming next, then you will now know that we will be playing a heavy game. This one though, Cerebro the card game, this was 2 to 5 players, 10 plus, about 25 minutes. This actually was not a super easy game to learn. We did play it. I'm very competitive, like really competitive. This game kind of made me mad, and I did not enjoy my gameplay of it, but it's probably, I need to just wrap my head around it a little bit more. It actually was, it's the terminology they used in the game, they're trying to keep with the theme, and yeah, so I need to play it some more. I think I'm gonna give it another chance. I need to play it some more. It does have beautiful artwork on the cards. You're trying to get these gems, and you win by getting a certain amount of gems by once you've gotten that amount, then the game is over, and that triggers the end game. But there's some attack, there's some take that, so your opponent can kind of get you. So if you enjoy some of that take that type of games, then you'd probably like it. Okay, and the last one I'm sharing with you today is a big one, and yeah, let's just dive in. Oh, it is Cerebro, the Inside World. This is a big box. I'm just gonna put it right here. This is by Mind Clash Games, same company that made Cerebro, the card game. This was the actual game, and then throughout the campaign, the Kickstarter campaign, they had decided to sell the card game in addition, so I backed that one as well. This is going to be a very heavy game. It really is heavy, but the weight of the game is a heavy game. It is 1 to 6 players, 120 minutes long, 15 plus. I bet it takes my husband and I like 2 to 3 hours the first time we play this. This is one of those where I've kind of looked back and gone, why did I back it? But I know why I backed it. I just fear that it may be a really long time till we get it played, because the rule book is huge and long, and the terminology I think is hard to get, or it's going to be hard to get our heads wrapped around. This is a kind of area control type game. Honestly, there's a lot more to it that I can't go into because I don't have the knowledge to be able to go into that. But I really liked the theme. The theme's kind of got that, like the Inside Out movie. It's pretty much like that in a board game. So you get to play kind of like these emotions that are happy emotions. So there's love and bliss and delight, I believe, things like that. And then like hope. And then you have kind of these these sad emotions of like gloom, and then you've got anger and despair. And so there's all these like different emotions that we go through, but we're playing those. So I really thought that's like a neat theme for a game that I don't know has been done before. I loved the artwork. The artwork's gorgeous. Now, prior to me backing it, I had heard some podcast reviewers and people who saw it at one of the conventions. They had talked about them, and so, you know, listening to some of those types of reviews, I did like what I hear, and it was getting positive feedback. So I did go ahead and back it. But I love the artwork for it. Now, as a backer, you again kind of could get some Kickstarter exclusives, which I did. So I'm going to show you guys here what I got. Okay, so the retail version is going to come with your character players as these cardboard cutouts. And I think it comes with some standees, I believe. And so that's what the retail version would have. Now, if you backed it on Kickstarter, they were selling miniatures of those characters. And then, if you paid a little bit more, you could get painted minis. I love when a game has painted miniatures because I don't paint minis. My husband would like to, but I mean, let's be real. We have 3 kids who are little, and we both work full-time. We're not getting miniatures painted. So I paid the extra money, and these are gorgeous little miniatures. So I'm super stoked to have this copy with these really pretty painted minis. So that first one I showed you was love. I can't remember what the second one is. I believe this one's anger. Yeah. This one's either, like, I think it's delight or bliss. Again, I haven't played the game, so I don't remember quite everything, but... So, that was kind of neat to get. Again, that's kind of another reason why I back, is I like getting those Kickstarter exclusives. So, I'm not sure if those will be available after. This is definitely going to go retail, I'm pretty sure. But I'm not sure if the miniatures will be available. Possibly, maybe through their website. I don't know about the painted, though. But yeah, like, I haven't opened up the cards or anything, but I thought the artwork was really pretty. I'm a sucker for pretty artwork. It had some fun components. That's probably one of the most expensive games I have kickstarted, and I kind of just, I liked the theme of it, I liked the artwork, I loved the painted miniatures, so it just kind of sucked me all in. Now that it's here, I'm like, I hope I play it, because it's long, and it's going to be a kind of more difficult one to wrap my head around. But I listened to the Secret Cabal gaming podcast talk about it, and they, for the most part, gave it really positive feedback and positive review, and they enjoyed it. So I think my husband and I are just going to have to dive in and play it. It sounds like you need to play it more than once to really get the feel of the game, and so it's just finding the time to do that. But anyways, those were the Kickstarters. Those were the Kickstarters that I got. I always love getting my Kickstarters in. Yeah, let me know if you have any Kickstarters that you've recently backed and you're waiting for. I do still have a few others, one of which is Seventh Continent. I can't wait till that one comes in. But yeah, let me know what you've backed, and I hope you're having a great day. Talk to you later. Bye. Literally and what's the word I'm looking for? Figuratively. Literally and no.